Reports are coming in of an explosion in the center of Nairobi. We have no details yet, but casualties are said to be high. It appears that the explosion took place near the American embassy, which has been badly damaged.
Another time, another place, and these scenes would be familiar to anyone unfortunate enough to have witnessed the devastating effects of a major earthquake. But this was not an earthquake or any other natural disaster. On the 7th of August 1998, a bomb explosion in the American embassy in Nairobi, Kenya, killed over 200 people and virtually wrecked the downtown business district. Being in the center of the city, emergency services were quickly on the scene. Whether it be a natural or unnatural disaster, there is a widely held belief that international aid agencies are usually the first on the scene. But this is certainly not the case. More often than not, the first on the scene are the general public, those caught up in the incident or passers-by. It is they who give immediate assistance and alert the authorities.
We had a big explosion, and then the building came crumbling down, and glasses were flying all over. People got hurt. Vehicles started moving away from town. People were running away from town. And I saw so many dead bodies. I started helping.
The public authorities, such as the police, fire and ambulance services, are often the first to be alerted. Working with these services, the local National Red Cross or Red Crescent Society, along with other aid agencies, provide support and care for the needs of those caught up in the disaster.
Our Red Cross reacted as soon as we heard the noise. We have an office which is about 300 meters from this building, and the first team arrived here as soon as the noise was heard.
I went to the site and I helped removing some of the stones, and I took water up to the soldiers who were there, and I helped taking bodies down to the truck. Yeah, it was a very, I would say, very traumatizing moment for me.
We called over our first aiders, and they have been in action together with the police, the army, various volunteers from different institutions, and we are trying to save life. That is our main business.
It is this cooperation that is so effective in assisting in such emergencies. Once the local national society is involved and has assessed the situation, it can call upon the resources of the International Federation and the ICRC. Yet another misconception is that international Red Cross help is immediately provided to the victims of disaster. This is not so. In fact, it is the local national society that provides the first Red Cross aid and assistance.
Do you think there are people still alive inside?
There are still a few people. That's why we are trying to go on the other side. That side, we think you have some people, but still.
Okay, and then what happened? It was a suicide bomber.
I don't know. You have to talk that to the police. I really don't know.
Okay.
Ours, we work out, we came, we give the service. Ours is to save those who are alive and anybody injured to take to the hospital. And that's what we are doing. That's what we are doing.
Whether or not there is a need for international help, the National Society informs the Federation of any major disaster or incident that occurs within their country. Once a request for assistance is made, the Federation can swing into action.
Plus 50 cases of water.
In this particular case, International Red Cross help was on hand almost immediately, as there are Federation and ICRC regional offices based in Nairobi.
Well, the Red Cross's action has been mainly in the setting up of an emergency room at the Nairobi branch office, where those casualties who could walk or those not so badly injured were taken to, at least to relieve the pressure of the casualty department at Kenyatta Hospital. It has also been involved through the ICRC with the actual moving of the bodies retrieved from the building, as well as offer general first aid, because there are loads and loads of members of the public around, and there have been casualties among us, the spectators, fainting, some due to shock to the heat, and this is the sort of thing that the Red Cross has been involved in this operation.
For the beginning, we sent in our team to evaluate the needs, We have some 20-30 of our staff who came in to help. You see them running around with these aprons. The most important thing is to bring in the logistical means, which means tools, shovels, etc., to work on the spot. Apart from the medical material, of course, dressing kits that are needed urgently, first aid kits, as stretchers in order to carry both injured and dead bodies outside.
It's often assumed that once involved, the International Federation leads the disaster emergency operations for or on behalf of the National Society. Again, this is a myth based on the misunderstanding that an international body in some way has authority over the local or national organisation. The role of the Federation is to assist and support the National Society, not to take over.
It is actually the one positive thing to see on the spot here. Cooperation is working well, both between the international movements, but especially with the Kenyan Red Cross, whose volunteers are doing a remarkable job in here.
Working alongside the National Society, the Federation will offer its expertise, manpower and technical resources to assist in the relief operations.
Oh, we are setting the light. It's getting dark, so we need light.
The Federation will act as the Disaster Information Centre, launch international appeals on behalf of the National Society and coordinate international assistance. Given their expertise in dealing with such situations, the technical support and communications network provided by the Federation were invaluable in the aftermath of the Nairobi bombing. Any major disaster, whether natural or unnatural, attracts large-scale media interest. Responding to the insatiable appetite of the press and the public information needs of the relief agencies can be a daunting task. But, if required, Federation help is available when dealing with these matters.
Mr. Panico, I doubt that there is a city anywhere in the world that can handle 1,600 or more injuries in one day. They must be terribly overstressed in Nairobi.
Yes, it's been a horrific situation here today. We've had Red Cross volunteers all over, doctors, nurses volunteering at the hospitals, and people just rushing to do what they could. We've been trying to coordinate it with the Red Cross, and it's been tough.
After the media has gone and international news interest waned, Red Cross support continues.
We are assisting these ones who are unable to trace their family. We keep their register in collaboration with the Kenyan Army. We have no problem so far. We give them peace of mind, counseling them, and assuring them.
I would say that the Red Cross did everything they could, and that it was very hard for all of them, I know, but they were strong, they helped everyone, they did what they could, and I bet there's someone out there who's very grateful for what Red Cross did.
And for what they continue to do. The idea that the effects of most disasters are short-lived is yet another myth. The effects of any major disaster are felt long after the event.
My husband died. He was the breadwinner. I was left with 3 children.
For some, the effects last a lifetime.
My role is to make sure that she's comfortable and is able to live well with the society without having to have a person to guide her wherever. So my role is just to do the follow-up on what was started by the professionals so that finally she accomplished whatever was started there. Kazi yenye watu wa Red Cross na kina Ronda wamekufanyia. Nimesikia furaha. She thinks she's very happy with whatever we are doing for her.
Sababu alikuwa na kudisa na ninaona ni mzuri sababu ninasoea.
Okay. she's saying she's getting used to each and everything that she's being trained on now. And she's so happy and grateful to the people who are concerned about her.
It's this concern and care shown by volunteers and staff in the national societies that help rebuild the lives of those caught up in or affected by disaster.